My name is Paul Komen, the Dean of Students. The Kenyan Constitution talks about anchoring, dealing with governance. So while we are institution here as the management of the institution, we also value their contributions in terms of what ideas they have in building this institution. And therefore, incorporating the students in the leadership means that also we enable them to participate. We don't want just to make decision for them. They need also to contribute to the decision. So by them doing all this process is to ensure that we get the right leaders who can be able to support the institution in giving their opinions on how the institution can run. We want to speak to Kenya, we want to speak to the nation, and we want to speak to other electoral elections that are taking place in the country, that you can win and you can lose at the same time. And therefore, there is no need for any violence, there is no need of chaos if you lose. And therefore, you don't need to follow it up. You need just to accept and say, this person have won, and you give your ideas. In fact, what we do ourselves is that after the election, we bring together the winners and the losers in a meeting somewhere, and we want to tell them now, the policies that you had, these policies that you had, give to this other, the person who has won, so that your ideas also is factored in the leadership that is there at that moment. We are of the opinion that most of the time, they that have gone ahead of these students in the political arena outside there have an influence to their behavior. But what we are trying ourselves as an institution is that we are telling them that you can be a difference, because what they are doing outside there may not necessarily be the right thing. Or we may not say that it's the wrong thing, but it depends on how they have taken it. But for our case here, we want to enable them understand that what is leadership. In fact, our mode of training here is not political issue. It's not political per se. We want to call them, it is a leadership. Yeah? We are taking that you are molding a leader. They always mention that politics is about interest. And therefore, for our case here, we now want to turn the other way around, the self-interest. They turn the self-interest to be the general interest of the country. And therefore, as we tell the leader now, let them turn that it is not about them. But now, even as they speak, either in rallies and all that, what they need to do is that let them look at the individual, the people of Kenya, rather than just looking at now. Because the problem that happened is that when they look at their self-interest, what happens is that if they don't get, then they want to mobilize a team so that they have to push their interest to go through. But if you are looking at the interest of the Kenyans and you present yourself to the people and they say it is you, then it means that you've sold your policies right to them. You've tell them step by step what you are able to do. And therefore, it means at the end of the day, this kind of the person that I've elected and whoever has lost, you know that you have only another chance to be able to fight another day to represent the country. So my issue is let them remove the self-interest in them and put Kenya first. What we do is that from the onset of the start of the election, we enable them to understand the process. When they have understand the process, there is nothing that we are hiding before them. Us as an institution, we don't have preferred candidates that we say, now we would want this one, we would want this one. All of them are students. And if they are students, then we would want to enable them to understand that we have upholding democracy, in the sense that they have a choice and they have a decision to make themselves. It is not us. What we've done again, we've moved from a very big transition from before. We've had whereby now we're only cutting papers and they become the ballot papers. We've moved where we put the photos, but now we've done where it has a number of security features, up to 5 security features. Then we bind them and they can be able to peel like just the national election. The process that we are undertaking here is almost towards, if not, I would say 90% of what the national election is doing. And that is why we're involving IEPC in this particular case.
Okay, for my name, I'm Kipila Carino, a candidate vying for presidency seat in Harvest. The lesson that I've learned is about in campaigning time, there is a lot of negativity and positivity, but as a leader, you must always remain neutral. Whenever you get something negative, you neutralize it yourself, rather than making propaganda to elevate you to a very bad place. So just being a neutralizer. So even me, the leadership that I'm practicing now is what I'm going to implement in the outside tomorrow. Yeah. We are voting for peace, democracy, because this is just an exercise as usual.
My name is Kiptanui Kiprop Edgar, a student in Harvest pursuing general agriculture. In fact, for our school, I would like to congratulate so much for conducting such an election. Why? It gives us the motive and even the learning that how elections are controlled, how elections are done. Personally, I've learned so many things. Like, for example, doing a campaign is not something easy. The finance of a campaign also is not something easy. So it is something that is building us for future leadership. So I will encourage every institution to conduct the same. I would like to congratulate the IEBC because we believe in transparency in election. And when we shall finish even this election, we'll experience the most peaceful one.
Okay, my name is Winnie Mandela. I am pursuing diploma in food and beverage, module 3. I am vying for female resident representative. I love to urge the national government to consider ladies because they're coming out strongly. The only thing that we need to do is to believe that ladies are capable of leading this country, not even here in Kenya, but in the entire world. Yes.
I'm Hilda Lokwawi, Senior Election Officer on Rongai constituency. We have been able to interact with the students, with the administration, and we have been able to instill the democratic right to the students so that they may know their democratic right in voting. And for now, we are preparing them after school or after college. They are able even to vie in other position outside college. Yeah.
Hapa nitaingia ni lazima. Sasa mtu sasa sema
Angalia yenye iko na green.
Yes sir. Nimezunguka huko.
Umezunguka?